श्रीचक्रवरदाचार्यं शुद्धसत्त्वगुरुत्तमं श्रीनिधिं राघवं वन्दे ह्यपारकरुणाकरम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजः किमपि हयमुखं वर्धकं वारिराशेः विद्यारूपस्य हृद्यं विशदशशिनिभं पद्मजाताभिनन्द्यं शङ्खं चक्रं च पुस्तं विवृतिरतिमतीं ज्ञानमुद्रां च लक्ष्मीं बिभ्रद्विभ्राजमानं श्रुतिततिमहितं लोचनानेकदृश्यम्. In this awesome city of Adelaide, let me share some points that aid in imparting spiritual and cultural stride in today's children to march ahead. A very good evening to all. At the outset, I wish to thank Perfect Motion Physiotherapy, Sri Uve Navaneeth Rajagopal and his family, and also Sri Ganesha Temple of Adelaide for giving me this opportunity to render this 2-day lecture here. My heartfelt thanks to them. And also my special thanks to you all who are gathered in large numbers to attend this 2-day discourse. Now day 1, the first day discourse is titled as Fostering Spiritual and Cultural Identity to the Children of Current Generation. The topic is a bit large topic only, but of course I will finish within 90 minutes, don't worry. So 90 minutes from the start. Fostering spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation. But very relevant topic, important topic. Fostering spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation. Now, let us split this discourse into 3 parts. Part 1. Why should we foster spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation? Why? 2. How can we foster spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation? How? 3. What are the benefits of fostering spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation? So for what? What is the benefit? So, why should we foster this identity? How can we do it? What are the benefits of doing it? 1, 2, 3. Now 1. Why should we foster spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation? Because let them become devotees after 60 years of age. After retirement, they can retire from work, and then Aram say, after all completion of all works, after completion of all family responsibilities, after 60 years, after becoming senior citizens, they can start becoming devotees. Then they can read Bhagavad Gita, then they can chant Vishnu Sahasranamam. Why should we foster this cultural and spiritual identity, some spiritual importance, devotional practices to young age, to young children of this generation? Why should we do it? 6 reasons are there. What are those 6 reasons? Strong, soon, secure, simple, sustain, stimulate. 6 yes. It is a mnemonic to remember easily. 6 yes. Strong, soon, secure, simple, sustain and stimulate. Let us see each yes one by one. 6 yes we have got. First yes is strong. Why should we install this kind of spiritual and cultural identity in children is 1. Strong. What are the basics requirements or basic necessities for a person to involve in spiritual practice? Any answers? What are the basic requirements or basic necessities for a person to involve in spiritual practice? What could be? Basically a steady mind, healthy body and strong senses. Because if your mind is not steady, mind is full of negativity, mind is full of thoughts, tension, stress, etc., etc., that mind cannot meditate on God. If your mind has to meditate on God, if you have to memorize devotional hymns, if you have to chant more, if you want to think and reflect upon God more, your mind should be steady. Accepted? Yes. 2. If you want to perform service to God and His devotees, if you want to observe some vratam or a vow, tomorrow is Ekadashi, we want to observe Ekadashi vratam, your body should be healthy. If you have diabetes mellitus, doctor will give advice, you should neither feast nor fast because of diabetes. Take intermittent meals, small meals at regular intervals, no feasting, no fasting. So your body should be healthy if you want to engage yourself in a devotional activity or service. Number 3, your senses should be strong. Because if you want to listen to the glories of God, your ears should be sharp. If you want to read some spiritual book, eyes should be sharp. After getting hearing loss after 70 years of age, or getting cataract or glaucoma at 80 years of age, how can we involve in spiritual practices? So to engage in spiritual practice, we need three important things. They should be very strong. One, our mind should be steady. Two, our body should be healthy. Three, our senses should be strong. Now you tell me, these physical and mental faculties will be strong in young age or old age? Definitely in young age. Because as we grow older and older, gradually our mind, it starts accumulating lot of dirt from the external world and it becomes dirty. We have more stress, more thoughts, more negativities, more and more tension, family issues. Everything comes and meditation of God gets hampered. But in young stage, in young age, our mind is steady so that we can meditate on God well. We can learn well. A student, he can learn things easily. But can a senior citizen learn with that kind of a speed? No. We have to accept that. Similarly, our senses. A good 16-year-old boy, say, sweet 16, he can read easily. He can memorize easily. He can listen to things easily. But after 60, is it possible to do it at the same speed, with the same vigor? It is not possible. If we want to go to a Devotional Yatra after getting osteoarthritis at 60 years of age, with that pain in both knees, can we walk to temples? It will be difficult. So young age is strong. That's why the first yes is strong. In young age, our senses, mind, body, physical and mental faculties are strong, which enables us to progress in spirituality further. These are all not my points. These are all the points listed out by Lord Varaha Bhagavan, the boar form of God. Lord Varaha, he says to Bhumi Devi, Sthite manasi suswasthe sharire sati yo naraha dhatu samye sthite smarta vishwarupancha mamajam tatastam mriyamanam tu kashtapashana sannibham aham smarami madbhaktam nayami paramangatim. A wise person, what he will do is, when his senses and faculties are in good state with good health and strong, that person at young age, he should engage in devotional service to me. Lord Varaha says to Bhumi Devi, if such person engages in devotional service in young age, in old age, he may be in his deathbed, his faculties may not work properly. But Lord Varaha says, if that person has engaged in devotion in young age, at old age, in his deathbed, even if that devotee forgets me, I won't forget that devotee. I will remember that devotee and I will protect him. So in old age, we may not be able to remember God, but God will remember us if we remember him in young age. So young age, it is the phase of our life where everything is strong, everything is steady, everything is healthy. So it would be a huge error if we miss out at the young age and try to catch up at the old age. But here there are more senior citizens only. There is nothing wrong in engaging in devotion after 60 also. There is no problem. But what is better? It is better to start engaging in devotional practice in young age itself. But there is nothing wrong. At least better late than never. Even after 60, no problem. But a wise person will start engaging in devotion in young age itself, because point number one, strong. This is the first yes. Now the second yes is soon. We say sooner the better. Whatever good thing we want to do, sooner the better. Do it as early as possible. Why should we delay? Why should we postpone? Because it is very, very rare to get a human birth. Human birth doesn't come that easily. We are so much blessed by God and Acharyas that we have got this human birth. Before this, we would have been born as many plants or trees or small reptiles, ants, even crocodiles, even coronavirus, bacteria, many births we have all taken. And now with God's grace, we have landed up in this human birth. Now we have to utilize this human birth properly and engage in devotion as soon as possible. Second is soon, because there is no use in postponing. Why should we postpone? Tondaradi Podiyalvar, one among the mystic saints, he gives a breakup of human life. Because in all balance sheets, they give breakup. Bank balance sheet, company balance sheet, everybody gives breakup. Now, Tondaradi Podiyalvar, he gives a breakup. how we are utilizing human life. தொண்டரடி பொடியாழ்வார் says, வேதநூல் பிராயம் 100 மனிசர்தாம் புகுவரேலும் பாதியும் உறங்கிப் போகும் நின்ற 15 ஆண்டு பேதை பாலகன் அதாகும் பிணி பசி மூப்பு துன்பம் ஆதலால் பிறவி வேண்டேன் அரங்கமா நகருளானே. தொண்டரடி பொடியாழ்வார் says, we have 100 years of life blessed by God. In those 100 years, 50 years we spent by sleeping. 50 years we spent by sleeping in the night. Tondaradi Podiyalvar has taken into account only our night sleep. That's why he say 50 years. If he takes into account our daytime sleep also, we slept in school, we slept in college, we slept in Upanyasam, not in this place, in other places. We slept in Upanyasam, we slept in office. If we take all of them into account, nearly 70 to 75 years we have spent by sleeping itself. So, okay, at least 50 years we have spent by sleeping. Now how much is remaining? Another 50. Another 50 years remaining, but what do we do? Pedai Balagan Adahum. The first 15 years we spent playfully. All those 15 years we playfully, childish manner, we spent 15 years, gone. The last 35 years we will be wailing, weeping and crying about our diseases. I have got diabetes, I have got hypertension. In those days they came after 65, so Tondaredi Pudiyalvar says, now in 35 itself everything comes. So the rest of the life we start blabbering, we start wailing, we start weeping, no, I have got diabetes, I have got hypertension, I have got cholesterol, everything, I have got arthritis, we say, and is gone. If something is remaining in between, we spend that period of life engaging in petty, worldly, mundane pleasures. We involve ourselves in worldly pleasures and spend the rest of the life. Is anything remaining? No. Adalal peravi vendeen arangama nagarulane. Please rescue. So we are wasting life like anything. 50 years gone with sleep. 15 years play. For 35 years we just wail and speak about our disease and it is gone. If something is remaining, we engage in worldly pleasures. Gone. Nothing is remaining. They say one story. Initially, this is just a hypothetical story. Please don't take this personally. Just a hypothetical story. Brahma initially created 5 creatures. Who are they? Monkey, bull, dog, bat, man. Please remember, monkey, bull, dog, bat, man. 5 creatures were created by Brahma. Now Brahma called monkey. He gave him 40 years of life to live. Monkey said, I have to jump from branch to branch, tree to tree. 40 years, very difficult. I return 50% to you. 20 years is enough for me. Monkey got 20 years, returned 20 years to Brahma and went. Now next, bull comes. Brahma gave 40. Bull told him, no, I can't pull carts for 40 years and all. I have to toil hard. No, 20 years enough. You keep 20 years, returned. And then dog came. Brahma gave 40 years. Dog told him, no, I can't protect houses for 40 years and all. No, you keep 20. 20 is enough for me. And then bat came. Brahma gave 40. Bat told him, no, 40. I have to live in dark, in a solitary, secluded place. No, you keep 20. 20 is enough for me. Fifth, who was created? Our man. Brahma told him, you are an intelligent person, so I have allotted only 20 years for you. For others, I gave 40, they returned 20. For you, you are wise. I have given you only 20. The man got angry. What? Only 20? I imagined lot of things. I wanted to enjoy a lot in this world. I needed at least 100 years of life. You are giving only 20. No. I need 100. Brahma said, I have allotted only 20. You are asking for 100. Where can I go for the rest 80 years? Where can I go? Brahma thought, dog returned 20, monkey returned 20, bull returned 20, bat returned 20, add all of them 80, transfer to man. So 20 years was actually allotted to man, 80 years was transferred from the other creatures. That's why in human life, 1 to 20, first 20 years, it was transferred from monkey. That's why the first 20 years we are also jumping like that. We are also not steady. 20 to 40, it was transferred from bull. That's why we toil hard. Money. He toils hard like a bull because it was transferred from bull. 40 to 60, it was the actual 20 years given for human being. That's why at the 41st year of life, he will become spiritually inclined. He wants to go to temple at 41 years of age. He wants to chant the names of God. He becomes involved in spiritual practices because 40 to 60 was allotted for human being. Now senior citizens, don't mistake me, this is only hypothetical. 60 to 80 was transferred from dog. That's why people keep senior citizens to safeguard the house and children, and they go outside. To take care of grandchildren, please senior citizen be in home, we will go outside. So it was transferred from dog. Now 80 to 100, it was transferred from bat. That's why they get cataract, glaucoma, without vision. They live in a dark place, secluded place, without anybody to look after. 80 to 100, it is a miserable life like bat. So this is the breakup. Now 1 to 20 monkey, 20 to 40 bull, 40 to 60 man, 60 to 80 dog, 80 to 100 bat. Now, a wise person will try to use 1 to 20 monkey, that period itself for devotion. If he starts developing devotion before 20 years of age, then he need not be a bull in 20 to 40. He need not be a dog in 60 to 80. He need not be a bat in 80 to 100. He will be a man from 1 to 100. For that, devotion should be developed as soon as possible. Because if you want to do a good thing, do it as early as possible, as soon as possible. In WhatsApp message, we write ASAP. ASAP, right? As soon as possible. Though sooner the better. This is reason number 2. So the first reason was stronger the better. Second reason is sooner the better. Strong, soon. Now the third yes is secure. We want to secure our children. We want to protect our children. There are so many negativities going around. I don't want to name them in this discourse. There are so many negativities around. Starting from depression, tension in school children. In our days, we are all 90s kids. We didn't know what is depression in our school life. But today children, they are casually saying, I am suffering from depression. Not only that, many things, I don't want to name them, including drugs. These are all going on. Similarly, suicide is increasing. I am sorry to name this here, but if we want to work on the solution, we have to name the problem. There is no other go. So drugs, suicide, negativity, tension, stress, peer group, social media, how many things are distracting our children? If we want to secure our children from all these things, the one-stop solution is spirituality and cultural identity. If we fill the minds of our children with these positive thoughts, negative thoughts cannot enter into their minds. A spiritually inclined person will never go to drugs. A spiritually inclined person, even if he encounters a failure, he won't commit suicide. He will pray to God. He never commits suicide because this practice of prayer is gone now. Our elders used to pray. If there is some problem in your house, we have got the medicine called prayer. Prayer is the best medicine. Being a doctor, I tell you, we doctors, we have a logo. I may dress the wound, but it is God who heals it. Doctor dresses the wound, but it is God who heals the wound. Prayer is the best medicine. But that thinking is gone. That mindset is gone. So they resort to drugs. They go to suicide. And they go to social media. They go to peer groups and all other things. If we fill their mind with such positive thoughts of our cultural and spiritual identity, no child will go in that negative way. I can assure you. Because positive things are not inside their minds, so that we give space to negative things to enter. Just take the example of a land. If you buy a land somewhere, I will give the example of India because I am not aware of what is going on in Australia. In India, if we buy a land and don't construct anything on it, do you know what will happen? Somebody will put a tent there and claim ownership of that land. What about Australia? No? No. But in India, this problem is very famous, notorious. If you buy a land and don't take care of that land, somebody will put a tent and claim ownership of that land. But if you build a sweet house in that land, can somebody claim ownership? No. Similarly, the minds of our children are like good lands. If we build the sweet home of spirituality in that mind, no negative thoughts can claim ownership. But if we don't fill those positive thoughts called spirituality in that land, then somebody will put some tent, somebody will claim ownership, they will go in a negative way. That's why we have got one proverb. காமம் நுழையறதுக்கு முன்னாடி காயத்ரி நுழையணும். It is a proverb. They say before lust and evil thoughts enter into the mind of a child, Gayatri mantra and positive mantras, stotras, they should enter the mind of the child. Because if they enter as early as possible, they will drive away all these negative tendencies. The problem is we don't enter them as early as possible into the minds of our children. So whatever is not needed, they start entering. Because our nation is known for its culture. This culture alone gives great glory to our nation and our tradition and everything. I will tell you one example. Swami Vivekananda, he went to UK. One Anglo-Indian woman, she came to Swami Vivekananda and she asked Vivekananda to marry her. Vivekananda was shocked. Why do you want to marry me, madam? He asked. That woman told him, no, I want to have a son who is as brilliant as you and as handsome as me. He should be as beautiful as me. He should be as brilliant as you. That's why I want to marry you. Vivekananda replied, what if he becomes as beautiful as me and as brilliant as you? It is a great problem. You want a son as brilliant as me and as beautiful as you. But if he is as beautiful as me and as brilliant as you, then what will happen? Instead, I will suggest one more remedy. What she asked? Vivekananda said, mother, please accept me as your child. This is our culture. We see all women other than our wife as mother or sister. This is our culture. If we teach our children about this culture as early as possible, they won't go in a wrong way. They will develop with good conduct and character. Not only that, life is full of adversities. Who had a life full of bed of roses? No. Life is full of thorns as well as roses. Roses will also be there, thorns will also be there. We have to learn to accept that. That's why we do Upanayanam for children, right? Yajnopavitam, we teach them Gayatri Mantram. In that Upanayanam, there is one part. The boy, he should stand on a grinding stone. We say Ammi. He should stand on that grinding stone and we chant one mantra. Ashmevatvam sthiro bhava. Oh boy, you should be firm as this grinding stone. You keep your heart, mind firm as this grinding stone. Why? You may put spicy food, tasty food, sweets, as well as bitter food, sour food, everything on that grinding stone. It grinds everything in the same way. Similarly, keep your mind as that grinding stone. Life will be full of sweet memories, sour memories, bitter memories, spicy memories. Everything will come, but keep your heart firm. Keep your mind firm. We teach that child with that mantra, Ashmevatvam sthiro bhava, and then send him to Gurukulam. If we teach the meanings of such mantras to children, they will learn to face anything in life. But today's children, they are not courageous enough to face even a small adversity, even a small disappointment. They are unable to tackle that. The reason is we are not teaching our cultural values to them. We should teach them life is an ECG. Life is an ECG. If you see the electrocardiogram, P wave will go slightly upwards. Q wave will come slightly downwards. R will go upwards. S will come downwards. T will go upwards. Similarly, life is full of ups and downs. We have to accept that life is an ECG, because if ECG becomes straight line, patient has got visa to upper world. If life becomes straight line without ups and downs, life even won't have any life in it. Life has life only when it has ups and downs. So children have to accept that. When will they accept? We have to send in all these positive inputs into their minds. So to secure them, to secure our children, to make them face any adversity, to prepare them to be ready to face anything, and to make them free from all these negativities, secure, we need spiritual and cultural identity for our children. This is point number 3. So what have we seen now? Strong, soon, secure. Now number 4, simple. If we foster this cultural and spiritual identity at young age to our children, it is very simple to do. But if a person grows older and older, it becomes very, very complex to instill something in their minds. Because there is a proverb, bend the twig to bend the tree. In Tamil we say ஐந்தில் விளையாதது ஐம்பதில் விளையாது. In English we say bend the twig to bend the tree. When it is a small twig, you can bend. If it becomes a big tree, you can't bend. So if you want to keep it simple, there is difference between hard work and smart work. If you want to do smart work, you have to install this devotion in early age in the children. If you are ready to do hard work, if you are ready to face any complex things, okay, I can't do it, then we can do after 25 years of age, you can start teaching everything to them. But at that time, the child or the son or daughter, he won't be receptive to what we teach. So to be simple, to do it easily, we have to do it at early years of age. Because you see, all great devotees, they were devotees right from early age. We know in Ramayanam, Lakshmana did lot of service to Rama. When did Lakshmana start loving Rama? When did Lakshmana start serving Rama? Valmiki says, Bhalyat Prabhriti Susnigdaha. Right from birth, Lakshmana was involved in devotion. Right from the stage he got maturity, Lakshmana was serving Rama. Take the case of Andal. At 5 years of age, she loved Lord Krishna, and at 5 years of age, Andal sings Nachiyar Tirumuri, 143 verses, conveying her devotional love to Krishna. She told 143 verses to Krishna. She says 143 to Krishna at 5 years of age. College students may know what is the meaning of 143. But this is devotional 143. She tells Krishna at 5 years of age. Take the case of Mirabai. She fell in love with Krishna at very young age. When did Prahlada start chanting Narayana? Right from birth. Because when he was in the womb of his mother Kayadhu, Narada chanted Narayana Nama. Prahlada listened to it from his mother's womb, and he started chanting. Dhruva, he performed penance at 5 years of age. So if we want to keep it simple, better not after birth. Even when a woman is pregnant, we should make her listen to the glories of God. We should make her listen to Vedic chants, hymns of Alvars or other great devotees, our stotras composed by saints. If they listen to all those things when they are pregnant, we can get children who are Garbhastreeman. We say Garbhastreeman. Right from birth they are devoted. So if we want to keep it simple, because devotion doesn't come in a single day. A person may be an atheist today. Can we turn an atheist into a devotee in a single day? Devotion won't come in a single day. It comes by gradual practice. Take the case of Andal or Mirabai or Prahlada or Dhruva. It comes by practice. It comes step by step. So if we want to keep it simple, bend the twig to bend the tree. Simple is the fourth reason. So strong, soon, secure, simple. Now number 5, sustain. We want to sustain our legacy. This Sanatana Dharmam we are following today. But this Sanatana Dharmam should sustain. It should go to the next generation. If our next generation is not aware of Sanatana Dharmam, if our next generation is not interested in Sanatana Dharmam, then how will this religion or faith flourish? Because religion always depends on its followers. Only when there are followers, this Sanatana Dharmam can sustain. So to sustain, to make our faith sustain, we have to instill these values in the minds of our children. There is no other go. Because our Acharyas, they have bequeathed this great treasure to us. This Sanatana Dharmam given by our Acharyas is a great treasure. Whether we know its value or not is a different question. But indeed, they have sacrificed a lot. This culture, this religion, this tradition, this faith, it has been given by our Acharyas after a lot of sacrifice. Take for example, in 13th century, there was a foreign invasion in our land of Bharat. At that time, to safeguard the deity Lord Ranganatha of Srirangam, Swami Pillalokacharya sacrificed his life. To save the deity in the temple, Swami Pillalokacharya sacrificed his life. To save the temple, 12,000 people sacrificed their lives. To save the divine text Shuta Prakashika, Swami Vedanta Deshika laid himself amidst corpses, amidst dead bodies. He was lying to safeguard books. So this book now we are reading as PDF, e-book. Rome was not built in a day. This book didn't come that easily to us. So many Acharyas put their life on the line and given this everything. We go to temple and pray to God. This temple system was protected by our Acharyas by sacrificing their lives. What can we do to them in return? What reciprocation? How can we reciprocate to them? Only way is our might. Just we can teach this to our children. How far they have fought, how much they have sacrificed to give this Sanatana Dharmam to us. If we don't move even a single stone for this, then it is a grave error on our part. Then it means that we have committed a droham to those acharyas, because they have strived hard to protect this sampradayam, but we are not doing anything to transmit to the next generation. So the only reciprocation we can do to our acharyas is just transmit this properly to the next generation. Hand this over properly to the next generation. Then only Sanatana Dharmam can sustain. Not only that, to give a good life to our children also, they have to learn this Sanatana Dharmam, because our children, many of our children are not aware of the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? If you ask an 8th standard student, I am telling as per Indian school system, if you ask an 8th standard student, what is the purpose of your life? He will say, I want to score good marks in 10th standard. He is taught that only. We are also taught like that only. My teacher told me, you get good marks in 10th standard. If you get good marks in 10th standard, you will get perfect group in plus 1, plus 2, and you can go further. Only after getting good marks in 10th standard and entering to plus 1, my class teacher told me that 10th mark is nothing. You have to fare well in plus 2 exam. Only if you get good marks in plus 2, you will get a good seat in a college. I wanted to become a doctor. You should score good marks in biology, physics and chemistry. Then only you will get a seat in medical college. Then my target changed. Okay, we have to get good marks in physics, chemistry, biology. Physics, chemistry, biology. Physics, chemistry, biology. Plus 2 exam I wrote. Got good marks, good cutoff. Fortunately, there was no need for me. So with plus 2 marks, I entered into medical college. First day of medical college, my physiology professor, he started the class. He told me, many of you would be thinking that getting seat in medical college is the greatest target in life. Now let me tell you, medical college seat is very easy to get. But passing in the first year of MBBS is more difficult than getting seat in medical college. Oh my God. Then somehow got through first year of MBBS. Then my professor told me, getting through the 4th year of MBBS is the most difficult task of all. After completing, we are going to CRRI, house surgeon. Now professor tells me, completion of 1 year CRRI is the most difficult task of all. Now, what is the target towards which we are running? Okay, we finish all our studies, get employed. Our employer comes, he keeps a target for this month. This is the target, run towards it. If he achieves that target, he will give you a bigger target for the next month. What is the purpose of life? For what we are running like this? To realize the ultimate purpose of life, we should know our culture, tradition and Sanatana Dharma. The fourfold purpose of life is there. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, we have to lead a righteous life. Artha, we have to earn money, because to live in this world we have to earn money. But we have to earn money by righteous means, Artha. Kama, we can enjoy. This life is to enjoy only, but enjoy within the limits of Dharma. Moksha, ultimately, nothing ends here. We have afterlife. We have the other world. We have to attain liberation. We have to get rid of the cycle of births and deaths. That we have to attain. So moksham, we have to attain the lotus feet of Lord. Now, our children are not aware of this fourfold purpose of life. They have to realize the true bliss. What is true happiness? What is true bliss? What is the goal of life? If our children have to realize all these things, we have to transmit and hand over this Sanatana Dharma to them. Then only this Dharma will sustain. Then only the goal of life will sustain. Then only our children also can sustain and achieve the goal of their lives. So the only reciprocation we can do to our Acharyas is just transmit this, hand over this great treasure to next generation, so that they can attain and observe and know the ultimate purpose of life. Those the fifth S is sustain. Now the final S, stimulate. We have to stimulate our children to do further research on Sanatana Dharma. Our Sanatana Dharma, our tradition, our texts, they have a lot of scientific facts embedded within. Who will research all these things? None other than our own children. They have to do research, because new scientific advancements are coming generation after generation. As they read all these things in their academics, they should compare with the texts of our Sanatana Dharmam and just wonder, oh, how many facts are already given in our Sanatana Dharmam to unravel, to unearth the hidden scientific facts in our Sanatana Dharmam. We have to stimulate our children. Only when they are aware of our Sanatana Dharmam, only when they are conversant with this thing, they can do further research, because there is a lot of scope for research in our Sanatana Dharmam. Let me give you one example. Who discovered vaccination? What, man? We all plan to ask you some questions, but you are sitting here and asking us questions one by one. No, there is a separate Q&A session where you can question me. Who discovered vaccination? Edward Jenner in 1785. He discovered vaccination. It is there in your book. You can also consult Mr. Google Acharya, who is the ready Acharya for all Google Acharya. He will say 1785 Edward Jenner discovered vaccination for smallpox. But will you believe that the very first definition for vaccination was given by Narada? In Bhagavata Puranam, 1st Skandam, 5th Adhyayam, 33rd verse. This also Google Acharya will give you. Bhagavatam 1.5.33. What is the definition for vaccination? Can anybody tell me? Youngsters, definition for vaccination. Define vaccine. You got Covishield or Covaxin or Pfizer for COVID. Vaccine is whichever germ or organism causes a disease, you just process and deactivate the same germ and give it to the person. It prevents the occurrence of disease. If the COVID virus, it causes SARS-CoV, you just deactivate the virus, inject the same virus into the person, it ensures that he is not infected with COVID. This definition is given by Narada. Bhagavatam 1.5.33, Narada says to Vyasa, Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadevahi amayam dravyam napunati chikitsitam. Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata. Whichever organism causes a disease, you purify and deactivate that. Tadevagi amayam dravyam. You give it as a medicine. Na punati chikitsitam. That cures and prevents the disease. This is said by Narada. Why should Narada speak about vaccine? You should ask me now. He tells it as an example for Karma Yogam. We are afflicted with the disease of worldly existence. Samsara Vyadhi, we say. We are afflicted with this disease of worldly existence due to our karma. Karma is the organism which causes samsaram, worldly existence. Narada says, you just deactivate the same germ called karma and give it as karma yoga vaccine. It will prevent the occurrence of worldly existence. It will prevent samsaram and give moksham. So karma is like COVID virus. Worldly existence is like COVID disease. Now process this karma into karma yoga as COVID vaccine. It prevents the disease. Narada says. So there is a scope of lot of research in this Sanatana Dharmam. So stimulate. We have to stimulate our children. We have to stimulate the next generation. Just think of it. If they start researching, doing PhD in this area, this is so far many people have not ventured into this field. This has a lot of scope in the future. So to have a bright future and also to bring out all these scientific facts within Sanatana Dharma, we have to stimulate our children. This is the 6th point. So 6 years over, right? So the first yes is strong. Our mental and physical faculties are strong at young age. So do devotion at young age. Number 2, sooner the better. Don't waste human life. So engage in devotional practices. Number 3, secure. If we want to secure our children from negativities, devotion is the only way. Number 4, simple. It is simple to bend the twig. It is complex to blend the tree. So to keep it simple, to easily cultivate devotion, please cultivate that devotion at young age. Number 5, sustain. If we want to sustain this Sanatana Dharmam, this treasure given by our Acharyas, we should transmit it to the next generation. And last but not the least, stimulate. We have to stimulate them to do research. For these 6 years, we have to, for these 6 years reasons, we have to foster cultural and spiritual identity to the children of current generation. So the first part of this discourse is over. Time is now 7 p.m. Now let us move into the second part of this discourse. This is the $1,000,000 question. How to cultivate? Because we are all trying, man. You need not give me reasons at all. We are already trying. But how to cultivate spiritual and cultural identity to the children of current generation? Now, another 6 points. It is 6 I's. We saw 6 yes. Now 6 I's. 1. Interaction. 2. Ideal demonstration. 3. Information. 4. Integration. 5. Induction. 6. Inspiration. 6 I's now. I am giving everything as mnemonics. 6 yes, now 6 I. Interaction, ideal demonstration, information, integration, induction, inspiration. Now coming to the first I, interaction. We have to interact more with our children. Unfortunately, it is missing these days. First, we have to strengthen our family setup, because Sanatana Dharmam begins at home. We have to first strengthen our family setup, and family members should interact with each other more. Nowadays, we have no time to interact, and especially the parent-children interaction time is coming down thanks to social media. I am not sure who said social media is free. Is social media free? Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, are they free? Yes, they cost our time. Your time is more precious. They say one story, every day morning, a bank manager used to call a customer, "Sir, $86,400 credited into your account." What? $86,400 have been credited into your account. The evening, same manager calls him, "Those $86,400 have been debited from your account." The next morning, manager calls, $86,400 credited into your account. Evening he calls, $86,400 debited from your account. What is it? The number of seconds in one day. Because in one day we have 24 hours. How many minutes? 1,440 minutes. Convert into seconds. 86,400 seconds. Each second is equivalent to $1. Maybe American dollar or Australian dollar or New Zealand dollar. Each second is equivalent to $1. If we waste one day, it means we have wasted $86,400 credited into our account. This time is more precious. But we are wasting all that time in Facebook, WhatsApp and everything, and we are not interacting with our family. That's why our mind is filled with Facebook posts and whatever, WhatsApp status, Instagram reels. When we are filled with these things, how will family relationships and interactions develop? Even family members have to know the whereabouts of other family members by seeing Instagram reels and WhatsApp status. Oh, he has put this reel. Oh, he has gone to Sydney. We have to know from that only. This one-to-one interaction within family is coming down. If we are interacting, then automatically our tradition will pass on to the next generation. If we are not interacting, how will it go to the next generation? Because whatever we do, it will sound foreign to our children, because it is foreign to their peer groups. They are mingling with some other groups. We are leading one type of lifestyle. So, those students consider their parents' lifestyle as foreign to them. And they start adopting their peer group's lifestyle. Not only that, even if we are within the same home, we are physically together but mentally far apart. But I am not sure who invented this mobile phone, because this is the root cause. In those days, we had landline phone. When landline phone was there, and if landline phone rings, all family members converge towards that landline phone. Do you remember that? If landline phone rings, all family members will converge to the landline phone. Now each person has got separate cell phone. If mobile phone rings, each person diverges. Mother goes to kitchen, father goes to outside, son goes to first floor, daughter goes to bedroom. Everybody runs away on seeing cell phone. So this mobile phone, it separates family. We seem to be together but mentally far apart. So for children of today's generation, we have to speak to them. We have to give them logical reasons. We have to interact. Then only they will follow tradition. This is the first interaction. Because in the previous generation, if my grandma says, I will follow. This is the concept. This is our mindset. My grandmother said, this is very good for you, so I will obey my grandmother. But this generation won't say, grandmother may do it, why should I do? He will ask. You give me one logical reason, then only I will follow. Your grandmother will do all 1,000 things. Your great grandmother will do 1,000 things. Shall I follow everything? No, no. They need logical answers. For that, we have to interact more. Only if we interact with our children, we can instill cultural values. One more thing. If we don't interact, if we don't answer their questions, or if we neglect their questions, they will ask the same question on Sanatana Dharmam to somebody else. They will give you a wrong answer and mislead the child. That's the problem in many families. Because since we are going to many places, we know what is the plight in many families. If the parents don't give answer to the questions raised by their children, they will ask the same question to somebody else in their peer group. That person will give you a wrong answer that will mislead the entire life of the child. So we have to, one more thing we have to remember. Do we have any institution to spread Sanatana Dharmam? Yes, family is the institution. We don't have any institution like other faiths. The only institution we have is family. Others have institutions. Now, we go to temple, right? Why? Our parents went to temple, so we are going. That's the only reason. We do puja at home. Why? My father did worship to the same photos or idols of God at home. So I am doing. Family is the only institution that spreads Sanatana Dharmam. So within family, we have to interact. So please devote at least 15 minutes a day to interact with children. Not only about Dharmam. Generally, what are they thinking? What is going inside? Their peer groups, what they have installed within them. If there is any wrong app, viral app installed, we have to delete and uninstall that app from their mind. So we have to interact for at least 15 minutes. Devote 15 minutes. I have one friend. Every day from 3:45 p.m. to 4 p.m. he is a great businessman. But he keeps all works aside. Those 15 minutes he spends time with his daughter. He interacts with her. Even if his daughter has gone to another place, he will contact her using phone and he will speak with her. He will interact. What happened today? Plus or minus, positive or negative, whatever it is, tell me. If we bond with our children that way, if we create this kind of a confidence, whatever problem I have, I can inform my parents. That confidence has to be first instilled in the minds of our children. If they get that confidence, if they have a doubt on Sanatana Dharmam, they will directly ask us. Even if we don't know the answer, we can ask somebody, people like us. That's why we have come. You are going to ask me questions. We will answer. So you have to encourage the children. Please ask questions. Because if we don't encourage them asking questions, they will start asking somewhere else. So encourage them to ask questions. Make them realize that you are ready to answer, or at least ready to find out the answer. Because only when we ask questions, great answers and philosophies come. Only because Valmiki asked a question to Narada, Valmiki Ramayanam came into existence. Only because Janamejaya asked a question to Vaishampayana, Mahabharatam came into existence. Only because Maitreya asked a question to Parashara, Vishnu Puranam came into existence. Only because Parikshit asked a question to Shukabrahmam, Bhagavata Puranam came into existence. Only because Madhuragaviyalvar questioned Nammalvar, Thiruvaimozhi came into existence without question. That's why there is a Tamil song, Yen Endra Kelvi Ingu Ketkamal Vaalkai Illai. We have to question. Only when we question, we will get answers. So encourage children to interact. Ask them to ask more questions. Make them realize that you are ready to answer. Just encourage them, but never brush aside their questions. If they realize that at least we are ready to answer, or ready to find out the answer, this will solve 50% of problems. So the first I is interaction, instilling confidence in the minds of the children through interaction. This is first I. Second I is ideal demonstration. Today's children don't like advice. They also don't like people who give advice. They want role models. So ideal demonstration, we should become an ideal role model and we should demonstrate. Because truly one friend told me, my son, I advised him to do Sandhya Vandanam, but he is not at all doing. I asked him, are you doing? No. If you are not doing, how will your son do? So they need ideal demonstration. First, parents should ensure that they are adhering to our traditional practices as much as possible. Whatever they are, wherever they are, however they are. Within that limits, to the maximum extent. are they observing our rituals, our tradition and culture and our spiritual practices correctly? If we do, our children are ready to emulate us. But if we say, they are not ready to follow the words. Because normally people always, even when I was a student, I hate advice. Not only that, there are two things here. If we start following, that will automatically stimulate people to follow us. But giving mere advice, it has no worth, because free advice alone comes free in this world. In this world, nothing else is free. But advice, you need not ask, you need not pay, advice will come on its own. You see social media, many people will come, they will give you free advice and go. Even for drinking water, we are paying money. But advice, you need not pay anything. They will come on their own, they will give you advice. They don't need any salary or payment for giving that advice. They will give you advice and go. That is free advice, it has no value at all. But if we start following the practices of our Sanatana Dharmam, it will give us positive energy. It will give us positive aura. That positive aura will attract children towards our practices. The more we engage in such practices, we need not speak to them much. Of course, interaction is there. But if we involve more, if we chant 108 Gayatris every day, thrice a day, that will give you a special tejas, positive aura, that will automatically attract our children. Oh, my parents are with good tejas, Brahma tejas. What is the secret? He will start analyzing. Oh, this Gayatri Japam is the secret. Let me follow. So it should come actively, not passively. So they should start following, they should start emulating. Now we know Andal became a great devotee, she herself is Pirati, she gave her garland to God, she married her. But her inspiration was Periyalvar. Her father Periyalvar, every day he offered garlands to Lord. Seeing that, Andal Sudi Kodata Sudar Godi, she also offered. So parents should follow. That positive energy will attract children. I will give you one example. Kanchi Shankaracharya, he stressed that his disciples should not receive dowry for marriage. In marriage, Varadakshinai, dowry. None of my disciples should receive, he said. But one disciple went to him and told him, you said many times your Sishyas should not receive dowry. Still they are receiving dowry. You please advise them. Now Kanchi Periyavar replied, no. Even after my advice, they are receiving dowry means my tapas is less. I have to do more japam. I have to do more tapas, because if I have that tapas, then automatically people will try to follow me. If they are not following my words, problem is not with them. Problem is my tapas is less. I will chant more. I will do more japam. I will do more tapas. So, if we correct ourselves, if we develop that tapas and positive aura, children will automatically get inspired. I will tell you one more true story. This is true incident. I went to the house of my friend who is also a doctor. He is a great multi-speciality doctor. I went to his home. You won't believe, every day that doctor applies Urdhopundram, Thiruman on his forehead while going to his hospital. He wears Panchakacham dhoti. He does Sandhya Vandanam. I was simply surprised. I asked him, sir, may I know why are you following all these things perfectly? It is good only, yet I want to know why are you following. Do you know what is the answer he gave? He said, if my son-in-law follows the same thing, my daughter should not make fun of him. That's why I am following. He has got one daughter. If I marry my daughter to a spiritually inclined person, and if my son-in-law performs the same Sandhya Vandanam, if he wears the same Urdhopundram, if he wears the same Panchakacham, my daughter may make fun of him. But if her father myself do it, father is the first hero for any daughter. My father has done it. My husband is also doing the same thing. So my daughter will not make fun of her husband. That's why I am following this. So if we follow as ideal role model, that ideal demonstration will inspire children. It will attract children to follow. So the second I is ideal demonstration. So the first I is interaction. Second I is ideal demonstration. Third I is information. We have to give more information about Sanatana Dharmam to our children, because unfortunately our next generation is very much less informed about our own tradition. They are not well informed about their own tradition, because in history books they are reading about all other countries and all other cultures, other things. but they are less informed about our own tradition. So we have to show them many insights from our tradition, because we teach them Ramayanam. Yes, Ramayanam has a great philosophical significance. We should teach them that also. What is the philosophical significance in Ramayanam? Swami Vedanta Deshika says in Sankalpa Suryodayam, Darpodagra Dashendriyanana Mano Naktanchara Dhittite Dehesmin Bhavasindhuna Parivrite Deenam Dasham Asthitaha Adyatve Hanumat Samena Guruna Prakhyapitarthaf Puman Lankaruddha Videharaja Tanaya Nyayena Lalapyate. Now, philosophical perspective of Ramayana. Rama is Paramatma. Sita Mahalakshmi, out of compassion, takes the role of a Jivatma. Rama is Paramatma. Sita has taken the role of a Jivatma. Sita is imprisoned in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is the worldly existence. It is surrounded by ocean. This is also Samsara Sagaram, ocean. So Sri Lanka is Samsaram, worldly existence. In Sri Lanka, where was she imprisoned? Ashokavanam, it is our body. Ashokavanam has 9 entrances. Our body has also 9 entrances. So this Jivatma Sita is imprisoned in Samsaram, Sri Lanka, in the body called Ashokavanam by Ravana. Ravana is our mind. Ravana has how many heads? 10 heads. One boy asked, if Ravana has 10 heads, whether they will be horizontal or vertical, the alignment. Because if they are horizontally aligned, how will he turn in his bed? If they are vertically aligned, if the topmost nose catches common cold, how will he drain his nose? A boy asked. Now there is one more interpretation for those 10 heads. Our mind is Ravana. 5 sense organs constitute 5 heads. 5 motor organs constitute another 5 heads. 5 jnanendriyas. Our eyes, ears, nostrils, tongue, and then skin. 5 motor organs we have got. Organ of speech, organ of urination, organ of defecation, hands, feet, 10 heads. Together 11th Indriya is mind. Totally 11. This 10-headed Ravana, our mind. This imprisons Sita in Ashokavana body in this Samsaram, Sri Lanka. This mind is influenced by 3 gunams. What are they? Sattva Gunam, Rajogunam, Tamo Gunam. Sattva Gunam is balanced. At the beginning of discourse, everybody will be balanced. That is Sattva Gunam. Rajogunam, 20 minutes into the discourse, people will start, not in this place, in other places, they will start turning here, they will start turning there, hyperactive state, that is Rajogunam. Half an hour into the discourse, people will understand that we thought that we have caught hold of some Upanyasakar. No, Upanyasakar has caught hold of us. He won't leave us till 7:45 p.m. So they will start sleeping, inactive state, it is Tamogunam. So balanced state is Sattvagunam, hyperactive state is Rajogunam, inactive state is Tamogunam. Now Ravana has 3 gunas, mind. Sattvagunam is Vibhishana. Rajogunam, overactive, Shurpanaka. Tamogunam, Kumbhakarna. Now this Ravana sends away Sattvagunam Vibhishana and keeps Rajogunam Shurpanaka and Tamoguna Kumbhakarna by the side of him and tortures this Jivatma called Sita. Now who should come to rescue this Jivatma? Rama. Paramatma. Did he come? No. He sent Hanuman. He is the Acharyan. God won't come in person. He sends an Acharya. Just like Hanuman crossed the ocean and came to Lanka, Acharya takes birth in the ocean of samsara. Just like Hanuman found out Sita, Acharya finds a perfect disciple. Just like Hanuman sang the glories of Rama to Sita, Acharya extols the glory of Bhagavan to the Sishya. Just like Hanuman giving the signet ring, Mudra Modaram to Sita, signet ring to Sita, Acharya gives Shankachakra Mudra on the shoulders of the Sishya. Just like Hanuman burning Lanka, Acharya burns all our sins. Just like Hanuman joining Sita with Rama, Acharya joins this Jivatma with Paramatma. This is said in Ramayanam. So, Ramayanam is not for Treta Yugam alone, it is for everyday life. We have to accept the feet of an Acharya, we have to become his disciple. That Acharya rescues us from this samsaram called Sri Lanka and makes us reach the lotus feet of Lord. That is done by Acharya. This is shown in Ramayanam. We have to give these insights to children. Because one thing they will find this interesting. Oh, this is a new perspective for Ramayanam. Not only that, this is a message for life. You follow an Acharya. The message you are giving. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita. They ask, Bhagavad Gita was done Upadesham for Arjuna. It was taught to Arjuna in Dwapara Yugam, 5000 years back. What relevance does Bhagavad Gita have today? People may ask. Now, Bhagavad Gita has got similar philosophical significance. Bhagavad Ramanuja in his Gita Bhashyam points out this thing. You know the scene of Bhagavad Gita, the battlefield of Kurukshetra. 7 Akshauhini Pandavasena assembled on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kauravasena assembled on the other side. What is one Akshauhini? There is one calculation for Akshauhini. 21,350 chariots, 21,350 elephants, 65,610 horses, and 1,09,350 foot soldiers. If they join together, it constitutes one Akshauhini in the ratio of 1:1:3:5. 7 Akshauhini Pandavasena on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kauravasena on the other side. Now our Parthasarathi Lord Krishna drives the chariot of Arjuna and stops it in the middle of the war field. Arjuna sees both sides. He didn't see horses or chariots or elephants or soldiers or commanders. Arjuna saw his own relatives, friends, and his own brothers, everybody. Arjuna was shocked. He didn't want to fight. He broke down in the middle of the battlefield. He surrenders to Krishna. Krishna then teaches him Bhagavad Gita and asks him to fight. Am I right? Now, this Gita has got significance in everyday life of every person, because our mind is also Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra battle was over in 18 days, but our mental turmoil goes on and on. Our mind is Kurukshetra. Jivatma, we are all Arjunas. You may be a doctor, engineer, teacher, entrepreneur, or whatever it is, but we are all Arjunas, Jivatma. Our mind is Kurukshetra. We have got 7 Akshauhini Pandavasena on one side. It constitutes our positive thoughts. We have 11 Akshauhini Kauravasena on the other side. It constitutes our negative thoughts. Here also negative is more than positive. The Kaurava army was bigger than Pandava army. In our mind also, evil thoughts are more than good thoughts. Negative thoughts are more than positive thoughts. This Jivatma Arjuna is trapped between Pandava army and Kaurava army. We are trapped between positive thoughts and negative thoughts. We are in a fix. We don't know what to do further. Now we surrender to an Acharya. That Acharya shows us the way. Do the duty, do your duty and leave the rest to God. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu ma te sangostu akarmani. Whenever you are caught in such a fix, don't give room for any attachment. Whatever is your duty, without any attachment, without preference or prejudice, just execute your duty. If you do your duty properly, you will attain clarity of mind. You can realize yourself. With that clarity of mind, you can win over the negative thoughts with your positive thoughts. If Arjuna does his duty properly, what is the duty of Arjuna? Fighting for justice. If Arjuna does his duty properly, Pandavasena will defeat Kauravasena. If we do our duty as Karma Yogam, our positive thoughts will defeat negative thoughts and we will get clarity of mind. So Gita is for everybody's mind. It gives solution to the mental turmoil of everybody. So we may be caught up with so many negativities and other things. Just meditate on Bhagavan and give everything, offer everything under his lotus feet and just do your duty. This is the medicine prescribed by Bhagavad Gita. So these insights we have to give to our children. If they are philosophically strong this much in Ramayanam and Bhagavad Gita, can another person question them about these things? Since they are less informed about these things, somebody comes suddenly, he says, no, Ramayanam has got this mistake. Did you see? They will ask. Even that person doesn't know Ramayanam. He might have heard from someone that Ramayanam says so. It will not be so. Now, if our children are strong enough, then nobody can confuse them. Not only that, our Sanatana Dharma has got great scientific facts, including atomic physics. Will you believe me? Last year, February, I had been to Geneva to deliver Bhagavatam discourse. There I went to CERN. In Geneva, Central European Nuclear Research Institute Center. CERN is there. They are 300 feet under the ground. They have dug a tunnel. In that tunnel, they are colliding microparticles at minus 273 Kelvin temperature. They are colliding microparticles and observing it under bubble chamber photography. They observed that the number of microparticles created was exactly equal to number of microparticles destroyed. Particles are colliding with each other, they get destroyed and created. Number destroyed equal to number created, and the movement of particles was in a rhythmic fashion. This was the observation of that experiment in CERN. Now the intriguing thing there is, what statue can be kept at the entrance of CERN? What statue can we keep? Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, whose statue? Whose statue can we keep? Any idea? Open answer. This is not your school or college, you can answer. Any answers? Whose idol or statue can we keep? They have placed 6-foot idol of Lord Nataraja of Chidambaram, Lord Shiva, dancing Shiva. In CERN, cosmic Shiva dance, 6 feet idol, they have placed at the entrance. I thought, what is the significance of placing dancing cosmic Shiva at the entrance of CERN, where research on microparticles, atomic physics research is going on? They have placed the idol of Lord Shiva. Then I came to know of the book, The Tao of Physics, by Fridge of Capra. It is by foreign author only, because if it is Indian author, our next generation may not accept. It is foreign author, Fridge of Capra. He has written the book Tao of Physics. You can check in Google. Page number 11 in Tao of Physics. He has written, the form of Nataraja is the most explicit way in which particle physics can be explained. It is the personification of particle physics. How? In particle physics, they found out that number of particles created is exactly equal to number of particles destroyed. The Shiva carries a drum in his right hand. Drum sound signifies creation of particles. He has fire in his left hand. Fire denotes destruction of particles. His right hand and left hand are at the same level to show that number of particles created is exactly equal to the number of particles destroyed. Now, in between, what is he doing? Dancing. Dance always has rhythm that denotes the rhythmic movement of particles in between creation and destruction. So, number of particles created is equal to number of particles destroyed. In between, they have a rhythmic fashion of movement. This has been displayed in Bharata Desham lots of centuries ago in the form of cosmic dance of Lord Nataraja. Now, we have to give these insights to our next generation. Not only that, in our Sanatana Dharmam, we have got answers to all questions. There is not a single question which is unanswered in Sanatana Dharmam, because in other faiths we can question, why are children born with congenital anomalies? We have got a doctor in the last row, he may answer. We have got a lot of children, they are born with congenital anomalies. Why should children be born with congenital anomalies? Because if there is a God, if that God is compassionate, why should he punish a child? It is just now born. Congenital anomalies means defect or disease at birth. Why should God punish that child? No other faith has given answer to this question, but Sanatana Dharmam answers, because we have karma theory of rebirth. Whatever sin or merit you commit in your previous birth, it comes along with you to the next birth. This child may not have committed any mistake now because it is just now born. But in its previous birth, he might have committed some sin, as a result of which, in this birth, he is born with a congenital anomaly. We can answer. But no other faith accepts rebirth. They can't give this answer. This is the exclusive aspect of Sanatana Dharmam. In Sanatana Dharmam, nobody is superior, nobody is inferior, all are same. This is an important concept in Sanatana Dharmam. Many people say, they quote one shlokam from Bhagavad Gita, that is Chaturvarnyam Maya Srittam. The same Bhagavad Gita has another shlokam in the 5th chapter. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shunichaiva shvapakecha panditaha samadarshanaha. A good scholar or a good wise person, he should see every person as same. Be it a learned scholar pandit, or just a Brahmin by birth without any anuttanam, or a cow, dog, elephant, or a person who eats a dog's meat, whoever it is, panditaha samadarshinaha, they should see everything equal. Everybody is equal. This is the concept of Sanatana Dharmam. There is no doubt about it. So we have to explain, we have to give these insights to our children so that they will realize that our Sanatana Dharmam doesn't discriminate people. There may be some differentiations, but there is no discrimination. Differentiation is not a problem anytime. Discrimination alone is a problem. If somebody has done that discrimination, it may be due to their ignorance, but not the problem of Sanatana Dharma. So Sanatana Dharma says all are equal. We have to teach all these things to our children. Even we have got Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is there in Baudhayana Sutram. In Baudhayana Sutram, sage Baudhayana says, Dirga Chaturashrasya Akshnaya Rajjuhu Parshvamani Tiryangmani cha Yat Prithakbhute Kurutaha Tad Ubayam Karoti. The square of the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. This has been given by Baudhayana Sutra. Our Aryabhata discovered zero. It was found by our tradition only. In Roman numerals, you don't have zero. There is C, L, X, that's all. The decimal system, zero, it was invented by Aryabhata. So we have done a lot of contribution to science. Unfortunately, our history book will not tell them. So we have to pass on this information to our children regarding spirituality in Sanatana Dharmam or science in Sanatana Dharmam, whatever it is, information. We have to ensure that our children are more informed. If they are informed, other people cannot confuse them. This is number 3. So third I is information. So what have we seen now? Interaction, ideal demonstration, information. Now fourth I, integration. We have to integrate worldly life and spiritual life. There is one big problem. We draw a line. This is spiritual life. This is Anmigam. This is separate. This is my worldly life. This is material life. This is separate. Sanatana Dharmam doesn't accept that. We have to integrate spirituality with your everyday life. Integration is very, 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 very important. We need not consider that we are going to one job, occupation, that is Laukikam, worldly life. We do puja, that is spiritual. No, we are a spiritual person. Even when we go to that office or do some occupation, we are spiritual person there also. Similarly, even if we come to our home and do puja, then also we are in worldly pursuit only, no doubt. But we integrate spirituality into that worldly pursuit. Let me give one example from Chandogya Upanishad to understand better. Chandogya Upanishad says, Aitadatmyam idam sarvam tat satyam sa atma. Nadadu Rammal explains this in Shruta Prakashika. Aitadatmyam idam sarvam. When you look at this universe, you should not view this world as a separate entity. Rather, you should see the universe as the body of God. Because God dwells as the soul of every object in this universe. So, please see universe as the body of God. If you do so, whatever object you see, you can see God within it. So, spirituality mingles, integrates with your worldly life. Similarly, Tat Satyam Sa Atma, when you see Bhagavan, don't see God as a separate person. You see God as the indweller of everything in this world. You see God as the master of everything, as the soul of everything. Now we can enjoy the greatness of God better. Rather than viewing Him as a separate entity, when we view Him as the indweller, the indwelling soul, controller, chief and master of this world, God's attributes we can enjoy further. Similarly, if we see this world as the body of God, we can see, okay, God is there in everything. So spiritual life mingles with material life mingles with spiritual life. This integration is very important. If we do this integration perfectly, your everyday occupation will become worship of God. Because take the case of a doctor. If he is treating a patient, Aitadatmyam idam sarvam, he will see God within his patient. He will treat the patient with such intention that the God inside my patient should get satisfied. If he does treatment that way, of course he will get the fees also, no doubt. But if he does treatment with the intention that God within my patient should get satisfied, the quality of treatment will also improve. Patient will get good treatment, doctor will also get good fees. Rather, the act of treatment, that itself will become a puja, worship of God. Because he has done it to satisfy God only. Similarly, I am not telling this on my own. Bhagavad Ramanuja, in his Gita Bhashyam, 9th chapter, 34th verse, Ramanuja has written this 1000 years ago. Tadevam laukikani శరీర ధారణార్థాని నిత్య నైమిత్తికాని వైదికాని చ కర్మాణి సర్వం మద్ అర్పణం కుర్వన్. Ramanuja says, you may be involved in a laukika job, nothing wrong. You may work in a company to earn money, nothing wrong. You go to that job, work. You may be working in Adelaide, no problem, work in Adelaide, but with basic sense of dharma, do that duty with utmost honesty, with ultimate sincerity. Do that duty itself as worship of God, with the sense that we are going to satisfy God by the execution of this laukika duty, and also use the benefits you gain from that duty in the service of God. Whatever you get from that duty, of course we have to run our family. Some part you can use in the service of God. If you use it that way, your daily occupation is a worship of God. It is also a puja. So you are doing daily puja at home. In addition to that, you are going to office and doing puja to God at office also. So integrate this spirituality with worldly life. We have to teach this to our children. The problem is they always say, no, we have got lot of work in office, we have got lot of work in college. Now if we teach them this thing, just you study in college, you have got lot of work to do, you don't have time to come to temple on weekdays. Okay, you come to temple on weekends, but on weekdays also you are going to work with the intention that you are doing puja to Bhagavan. If they do it that way, they will be a spiritual person 24/7. But if we put a line, we draw a line, this worldly life is different, this spiritual life is different, then on some one day, once in a blue moon, they may come to temple. On that day alone, they will be associated with spirituality. On all other days, they will be leading a worldly life. But if you integrate spiritual life with worldly life, as pointed out by Ramanuja and Chandogya Upanishad, now your everyday duty, your occupation, that itself becomes a puja to God. We will do it with meditation or contemplation on God. We will be thinking about God while working in our office. Our office will become a temple one day. Our office, it will have the Sannidhyam of Bhagavan, no doubt about that. God is everywhere. He will be in our office also. He will be within us also. So we have to integrate this worldly life and spiritual life. This integration is the fourth tips. Now coming to the fifth point, induction. We have to induce our children to engage more in spiritual practices, because we often don't give them active participation, only passive participation we give. We should make them actively participate, because many people want some participation from their side. If they get the feeling that they are given importance and they are made to participate in this thing, they will get some interest to do. But if we neglect them, you wait outside, I am going for a discourse, you wait outside and then come, then how will they get involvement? So we have to give them some service. This thing you have to do. If they do something, this is human psychology. If they do something on their own, automatically they will get some interest to progress further in it. They will start listening. So we have to induce them to actively participate in spiritual activities. That active participation, it will automatically trigger interest. Because rather than giving advice that you should do this thing, you should do this thing, no advice. Just make them participate actively. Participate in temple activities. You come and participate in Upanyasam. There is one Upanyasam. You come and listen. Not only that, you take the video. The recording of video is your job. Now, he might have been interested in videography and all. He will take it. He will edit the video. While editing, he will listen to Upanyasam. So, give more active participation for children rather than passive listening. Because the previous generation, they are interested in passive listening to Upanyasams. We come to a discourse, okay, I listened for 90 minutes. It gave me good peace of mind. I am happy, we will go back. But this generation, they start thinking, what is my role in it? This is the psychology. Give them some roles. That's this induction. Role play. We have to give them some role to play. If they play a role, they will automatically evince some interest and they will come inside. And we should also make them realize that Sanatana Dharmam is not difficult as we suppose. We are thinking that it is difficult. No, this Dharmam alone gives you easier practices based on Yuga. You might have known this verse from Vishnu Puranam. Parashara Maharishi says, Dhyayan krite yajan yajnaihi trethayam dwapare archayan yadapnoti tadapnoti kalau sankirtya keshavam. If you want to worship God in Krita Yugam, you should do penance. Is it possible for us? No, no. If we say penance, people will go 2 rows backwards. Okay? In Treta Yugam, you can do yagams and worship God. No, it is difficult for us to yagam. In Dwapara Yugam, you can do lot of archanas and pujas. Of course, we can do today, but not to that extent. But Kalau Sankirtya Keshavam, in Kali Yuga, you can sing the names and glories of God. Whatever you attain by penance in Krita Yuga, by yagam in Treta Yuga, by archana in Dwapara Yuga, you get by mere chanting of names in Kali Yuga. So Sanatana Dharmam gives simple way. Our children can be made to chant the names. Rather, they should chant first. We will repeat following them. Give them more importance. If they are made to chant first, and if we start repeating, that will give them some confidence. Oh, they are giving more importance to us. We shall engage. This is the way to encourage them. And one more problem, if we induce them in such spiritual practices, they will say, people of my peer group are making fun of me. This is a common, all common problems. I will give solution also. They will say, no, people around me are making fun of me. They are saying, why are you wearing this dhoti? You are going to temple. They are making fun. There is one way. If they are making fun, please ignore them. Don't give them answer through words. If people are making fun of you for wearing the tilak in your forehead, or for your dress code, or for your hairstyle, or whatever it is, or for your way of life, if people make fun of you, please, my humble request, wait, we are going to answer. But not with words, not now. Just keep quiet, just ignore that person, but you progress in your academics. You read well, you study well, engage in your academic activities, extracurricular, co-curricular, all activities, get good marks, go to such a status that after you attain such a position, all those people can never make fun of you. Go to such a position. Because I have the right to tell this out of experience. In my college days, just think of, usually in college there will be a lot of ragging. Medical college is known for ragging. I went to medical college with my sign on my forehead. You just imagine my plight. I didn't respond. You make fun of me, whatever you do. Even my colleagues made fun of me. You make fun of me, I ignored them. I read. I also focused on spirituality. I became a speaker. I became a media person, TV celebrity, YouTube celebrity. Now those same colleagues who made fun of me come to me to take selfie with me. The same person asked me for autograph. So just wait. You achieve in your life. If you achieve in your life, these are all immaterial. All those gossips and whatever they made fun of you, it will become nothing. So whoever makes fun of you for your spiritual prospects, just ignore them. Achieve in life, they will become silent. Because always people will throw stones. If we collect every stone or if we stop every stone, you can't do it practically. Just collect all those stones, build a great tower with those stones, stand above that tower. They will just, with neck pain or cervical spondylosis, they will look above. Oh, he is so much high. So just achieve and go up in your life. Achieve a lot. That is the answer. Answer with your actions, not with words. Answer when time comes, not immediately. So people make fun. Let them make fun. We can ignore and prosper in our life. This is the answer. So induction, we have to induce our children to take part more. This is fifth I. Now the last but not the least, final I, inspiration. Whatever we say, we interact, ideal demonstration is there. Information we give to our children, integration, induction, whatever we do, we have to show some inspiration. We have inspirational personalities, our acharyas, great souls. They are still there in our nation and in any place. We have got in Sanatana Dharma, we have got many role models, inspirations. We have to ensure that our children are associated with such inspirational personalities of our tradition. Because whatever you say, if you show a person he has achieved this much in spirituality, you see, he has got the grace of God this much, that will create a great impact in young mind. That impact cannot be replaced by any other thing. So show them inspirational personalities of Sanatana Dharma. You show them. We have got many people, because the greatness of our holy land of Bharat is, they say, in this soil, carrot will grow. In this soil, wheat will grow. In that soil, rice will grow. In the soil of Bharat Desham, Mahans will grow. Great saints and our scholars, pandits, devotees, jnanis, realized souls, they grow, they come in great lineage. So we have to show our children, next generation, such inspirational personalities in our tradition. Because if our children, at least once in a while, once in 6 months or once in a year, if they come in contact with such inspirational personalities, they will be automatically induced. A trigger will come from within to observe this dharma. So that impact cannot be created by anything else. Because let me tell you, I was inspired by my own Sribhashya Acharya, Dr. Sri Uve Karunakarachar Swami. He shared some exclusive experiences, his divine experiences with me, which prompted me to go in his way. So this experience, because God, divinity, this can be realized more through experiences only. So great souls, they have experienced the grace of God in many ways. Just sharing of their experiences with us, it will definitely trigger our devotion. I will like to conclude this point with just one incident, and then we will move on to the final 6 and conclude, because only 5 minutes remaining for us. I started by 6:20, now time is 7:45. One incident, one inspirational incident. I hope this would be an inspiration for many students who are here. My grand preceptor, Ashukavi Villur Srinidhi Swami, his father had got a lot of loans. Villur Srinidhi Swami, being the only son of his father, he had to repay all those loans. He was living in Vaduvur, on the way to Tanjavur from Mannargudi, on the banks of Kaveri, Vaduvur, he was living there. He had to repay all the loans. For that, he sold his lands, farm, gardens, home, everything. He was so much devoted to the smiling Rama of Vaduvur. He wrote an entire Ramayana about the smile of Vaduvur Rama. Now he had to sell everything in Vaduvur and move away from Vaduvur. He could not tolerate that. He goes to the shrine of Rama. Oh Rama, you have taken away everything from me. I wanted to stay here in this very home and continue to write Ramayanam about you, but you have taken away everything. My farm is gone. My lands are gone. My garden is gone. My home is gone. I am going to leave this place. But Rama, let me place a challenge in front of you. He challenges Rama. See his devotion. In front of the deity of Rama, Villur Srinidhi Swami stands and he challenges Rama. Rama, you took away everything from me. I challenge you. If possible, your divine form is in my heart. If possible, take this away from me. Grihakshetra Ramaha Janakacharana Sparsha Subhagaha Tvayamatto Nitaha Manukulapate Kimmamatatah Tribhangi Samsevyam Madhura Maduram Te Vapuritam Madantas Samsaktam Nakalu Parihartum Prabhavasi. You have taken everything from me, but I challenge you. If possible, external properties you can take away. I have one internal property, the divine form of smiling Vadu Rama in my heart. If possible, take this away. Challenging him, he goes away and stays in Trivadai Marudur. 40 years passed. He worked. His children, they all studied well. They all went to good jobs. They earned more. Now they were able to buy the house again. But 40 years ago, one man has brought that house. Will he resell the house? He should not have made any change to the traditional house, because they say Tirumadigai. It should not be changed. But with the grace of Rama, that home was not changed even a bit in 40 years. In 1980s, they come there again. They request the person, can you resell the house to us? He readily accepted, I can sell it to you. Now, they have got all the wealth back. Now they paid him the money. They got the house back, and Villur Swami stayed back in the same house in Vaduvur. He then enjoyed darshan of Vaduvur Rama every day till he breathed his last, and he completed his Mandasmita Ramayanam on the smile of Rama. But the inspirational thing here is, do you know the name of the person who bought the house for 40 years and returned unchanged? His name is Kodanda Rama. So if we have faith on Bhagavan, he will never forsake us. He wanted to have Rama's darshan. He wanted to write Ramayanam. He wanted to enjoy. Though 40 years, Rama played some divine play, Rama Leela, but after 40 years, Rama gave it back to him. This type of inspirational incidents with divine intervention which happen in the lives of great souls, these alone inspire children, because there is no substitute for these things, because these are all happening due to divine grace. If we listen to such incidents, then children will definitely get inspired. Okay, if we engage in devotion, then definitely we can get such inspirational experiences. They will get that feeling. So this inspiration alone can bring our children back to our Sanatana Dharma. So this is the sixth I. So how to foster cultural and spiritual identity in children of current generation? First I is interaction. Second I is ideal demonstration. Third I is information. Fourth I is integration. Fifth I is induction. And the last sixth I is inspiration with living role models. Now let us come to the final part. Now let us all follow first 6 yes, then 6 I. What is the benefit of fostering cultural and spiritual identity to the children of current generation? What are the benefits? Again 6 P's. 6 P's. What are the 6? First P is positive thinking. If we develop our children in a spiritual environment and make them spiritually inclined, they will have positive thinking. They will get rid of all negativities. That positive thinking make them gain a lot in life, because an optimistic person gains far more in life than his pessimistic neighbor. So this positivity, it will remove all negativity, give them positivity. This is the first benefit. We will have a positive environment full of positive citizens in the next generation. Second P is productivity. If our children are spiritual persons, they will have good conduct, they will have good character, they will have good focus and concentration. If they work in companies or work for the nation, it will give good productivity. It will improve the GDP of the nation. Because many people ask, what is the use of spirituality? Will it help improve the GDP or economy of the nation? Definitely. From where does economy come? From the hard work of people. If they are positive, if they give importance to values, then the quality of service in each department improves. Ultimately, the GDP and productivity of the nation improves. So the second P is productivity. The third P is peace and brotherhood. Now we say all over there is hatred, jealousy, competition between countries, war, all other things. But if children are spiritually inclined, then we can rest assured that peace and brotherhood, universal brotherhood and peace will prosper in this universe, because when they are going to be the pillars of next generation. Because if they are spiritually inclined and positive, definitely we can rest assured that then tomorrow will be peaceful for the universe. So peace, it is the third P. Fourth P is piety to elders and preceptors. Piety, being pious. Because now many people ask, what is being pious? Piety, it has no meaning these days, because we can behave in any manner, we need not respect other people. This kind of opinion is going on. Piety, giving respect. If they are spiritually inclined, definitely they will learn to respect elders. They will obey the words of elders and parents. To piety to elders and parents, this will be the fourth P we gain. Fifth P is they can please God. It will give pleasure to God, because God has given us so much Acharya, so many spiritual texts. For what? Only for us to read and follow. Why should God come as Rama and live for 11,000 years in this world? For us to follow him. Why should he come as Krishna and teach Bhagavad Gita? For us to follow. If children are following, God will definitely get pleased. So pleasure of God is the fifth P. Last but not the least, final P, the children will understand the purpose of life and attain the purpose of life. Purpose is the sixth P. For what we are living here, that purpose of life, our children can definitely attain. Dharmam, they will lead a righteous life here. Artham, they will earn money. Kamam, they will live happily. Moksham, they will also attain liberation. The fourfold purpose of life, they will attain, no doubt. So it gives 6 P's: positive thinking, productivity for the nation, peace and brotherhood in the universe, piety and respect to elders and preceptors. It gives pleasure, it pleases God, last but not the least, purpose of life they will know and attain. For these 6 P's, we follow 6 I's, so that keeping the 6 S in our mind, we instill and foster cultural and spiritual identity to the children of next generation. So we saw 6 S, 6 I, 6 P. Wait, if you join sip, just take a sip of these contents, 18 points. 6 S, 6 I, 6 P. Just take a sip. Give a sip to your children also. And this is a hat-trick 6. India-Pakistan match is there today. I have hit hat-trick 6 here. 6 yes, 1 6. 6 I, second 6. 6 P, third 6. So let us keep in mind that first we need those 6 yes. We have to instill these cultural values in children because they are strong. We have to do it soon. We have to secure them. It is very simple rather than complex. We have to sustain our dharma and stimulate our children for research. For that, we do interaction, ideal demonstration, we give information, integration of worldly and spiritual lives, induction into spiritual practices for children, inspiration, we show great souls. By the result of all these things, we get 6 P's: positive thinking in children, productivity for the nation, peace in the universe, piety to elders, please God, purpose of life is attained. So let us first keep in mind 6 yes, follow 6 I, and attain 6 P. With this, I once again thank Sri O.V. Navaneet Rajagopal and for all the others who are engaged in organizing the day 1 of this discourse. And I also thank you all for filling this hall on this day for the first day discourse. And tomorrow we are going to have another interesting session on the topic in Tamil tomorrow. On the topic life lessons from Mahabharatam. மகாபாரதத்திலேருந்து நம்ம வாழ்க்கைக்கு ஒரு பெரிய பாடம் இருக்குது. மகாபாரதம் மூலம் நாம் என்ன தெரிஞ்சுக்க போகிறோம் அப்படிங்கிறத கதை வடிவில், இன்றைக்கி பார்த்தா ஒரு அனலிட்டிக்கலாக பார்த்தோம், நாளைக்கு கதை வடிவில் மகாபாரதத்திலிருந்து பல ரகசியங்களையும் வாழ்க்கை தத்துவங்களையும் வித்தியாசமான கோணத்தில் அனுபவிக்க போகிறோம். அதை அனுபவிக்கவும் நீங்கள் வர வேண்டும்னு கேட்டுக்கொண்டு மீண்டும் நன்றி தெரிவித்துக்கொண்டு ஐ வில் நவ் ஓப்பன் திஸ் ஃபார் கொஸ்டின் ஆன்சர் செஷன். தேங்க்யூ அகைன்.